We are getting really close to the end of Season 2 here in the Toronto Thunderbirds franchise on Madden 25. So far, we are 2-8-1, which is already kind of an improvement over last season where we went 2-15, but obviously we still have to pick up at least a couple more wins to wrap up the season. We do have 3 upgrades to kick off this episode, starting with our rookie kicker Glenn Griffin. We're going to upgrade his accuracy a bit. Right now his morale's a little bit low, but he gets +1 to awareness and 1 to kick accuracy. Next up is our rookie tight end Dylan Kruger. We're going to upgrade his possession, and he would generally be an 80 overall at this point, and oh my god, he gets a lot here. +1 to break tackle and pass block, 2 to release, 1 to run block, 1 to run block finesse, run block power, 2 to short route, 2 to spectacular catch, 1 to stiff arm, and 1 to trucking. And the final upgrade point in this week is defensive end Zach Harrison. We're going to upgrade his run stopper just a bit, and he's going to get 4 boosts here, 1 to acceleration, 2 to block shed, 2 to hit power, and 1 to tackle. And we also get a breakout scenario for our second-year outside linebacker, Austin Acosta. And our defensive coordinator wants him to get 6 tackles and an interception. Let's choose a different goal because I don't know if he can really get a pick. Let's see if we can get something different here. Let's go 6 tackles and 1 sack, interception, or forced fumble. I'm fine with that one. Moving on though, our very first opponent in this episode will be the 7-4 Chicago Bears, who are currently led by a 91 overall Caleb Williams. At running back is an 88 in DeAndre Swift, backed up by an 82 overall in Cam Akers. Over at wide receivers, an 85 Rome Odunze, an 88 in DJ Moore, and an 81 in Christian Watson. At tight ends, an 85 in Cole Kmet. Left tackle is going to be an 80, left guard is an 85, center is a 79, right guard is a 70, and right tackle is an 83. Now over on defense, they do have DeMarcus Lawrence, who actually tried to sign in the offseason. He ended up going to Chicago, obviously. At right end's a 78 overall rookie. Defensive tackle is going to be a 79. Outside linebacker is a 75. Middle linebacker is an 85 overall. Right outside linebacker, another 85 overall. And then at corner is a 90 overall in Jalen Johnson and an 85 in Kyler Gordon. Free safety is going to be an 82 and strong safety is an 87. So obviously in this universe, the Bears rebuild is going relatively well. Let's see if we can keep up with them at all today. Well, I would say that's a really good start for it. We got the ball first, hit a 21-yard ball to Dylan Kruger, and then a 49-yard touchdown pass to Brian Duvall, both in simulation. So obviously a great start to the game. And the Bears would then respond with a touchdown of their own on the very next drive to make it 7-7. I promise we will jump into this game at some point, but I probably am going to be simulating quite a bit today. And this will be where we jump in because we got the ball back, got a 5-yard penalty on the defense, so we had a 1st and 5, but then we get intercepted by Jalen Johnson. So Caleb Williams and the offense take over the 16-yard line with a handoff to the running back DeAndre Swift to the outside. Will get brought down for about an 8-yard carry. Now Caleb goes under center for the very next play. It's a 2nd and 2. They fake that one to Swift, and now he's rolling to the outside. Caleb Williams may take off, and he will, and walk into the end zone completely untouched. And this was unfortunate. We got to a 4th down, but I didn't jump in because I figured we would just punt it away. But apparently we sent out Glenn Griffin for a 61-yard field goal, and that got blocked. Following the block kick, the Bears have driven down to the 7-yard line here, now in the 2nd quarter. It's a 3rd and 7. Williams will drop back out of shotgun, going over the middle, and finds his man. Touchdown Chicago to make it 21-7. To be completely honest, there may not be much of a reason to watch any more of this game because now they have a 1st and goal from the 4, but we do get a sack from Austin Acosta. So that brings up a 2nd and goal from the 11. Williams is back in shotgun again. He will drop back and look to pass. He's going to dance to the outside. Now he's going to take off, and that's going to be incomplete as it sets up a 3rd and goal. Another shotgun set for the Bears. Williams will drop back to pass. We're bringing a blitz. He rolls to the outside, and Caleb Williams will take off and slide down about the 7-yard line. And we will burn our 2nd timeout, so that should bring out their field goal unit to try to make it 24-7 with under a minute to go here in the 1st half. The snap, the hold, the kick is away, and it is good. And then Chicago would have the ball first to start the 2nd half and make it 31-7. Yeah, this has not been a pretty day. Well, it was a hot start for Toronto on those 2 passes, but this is the first time we have touched the red zone all day. And now in the 4th quarter, Keaton Mitchell's getting brought down to the 9-yard line. We are just jumping in here to see if we can actually do some stat padding here. A toss to Keaton Mitchell on the outside to the edge, and Mitchell is going to get brought down to the 4-yard line, bringing up a 3rd and goal. Richardson from under center on the next play will drop back to pass. He goes into the end zone and misses Brian Duvall to bring up a 4th down. And you know what? Down by 27 points? Screw it. Let's go for it. 4th and goal from the 4. out of a shotgun set. He'll look to pass, and Richardson's going to take off and walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Toronto. And not that it will matter much in the grand scheme of this game, but we did force a punt on their next drive, but then we immediately got picked off by Tremaine Edmonds. So we started today really good on that first drive, and then immediately allowed like 34 unanswered points before we finally scored another touchdown, and they would get one more garbage time score to make the final score 41-14, a complete and total blowout today. And yeah, this team is not very good right now. Quarterback Ben Richardson goes 15 of 27 for 219, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. And we apparently only ran the ball 3 times with our running back. That is awesome to see. And then receiving, Jameson Williams 5 for 67, Brian Duvall 3 for 69 in a score, so at least he got his 1 touchdown today. Leading our defense and tackles is going to be our starting middle linebacker Tracy Wilcox, but I think Austin Acosta hit his breakout scenario. He got 7 tackles and a sack. So I think we may have actually gotten that. Looks like Tracy Wilcox also got a sack today. And Caleb Williams didn't even really gash our defense. He just took good care of the ball and just moved down the field effectively. 79% completion percentage, 234 yards and 3 touchdowns. Running the ball, DeAndre Swift got 25 carries and 82 yards in a score. Caleb Williams also ran in for a touchdown. And then receiving, Christian Watson got a score, DJ Moore got a score, and Romo Dunze got a touchdown. The best thing we can do right now is to just put that game behind us and move on throughout the season, but we do have a few upgrades to go over, like wide receiver Sidney Peters, who goes up to a 75 overall, getting +1 to ball carrier vision, 3 to deep route, 2 to medium route, 3 to release, and then 1 to short route and spin move. Our rookie outside linebacker Corey Bailey, he's going to go up to an 83 overall right now, and he is going to be getting +2 to awareness, 3 to block shed, and 1 to play rec. Rookie receiver Brian Duvall, we're going to up his playmaker trait. He goes up to an 84 right now, and he gets a few boosts here. 1 to awareness, break tackle, 3 to catch in traffic, 1 to catching, 1 to deep route, 2 to medium route, 4 to release, 2 to short route, 1 to spectacular catch, and a brand new ability. And the final upgrade for this week is outside linebacker Austin Acosta, who did get that dev trait upgrade, so he is now a superstar dev trait, giving us both middle linebacker Tracy Wilcox and outside linebacker Austin Acosta that dev trait. But we're going to go and upgrade this pass coverage just a couple spots here because he ended up with 2 upgrade points, +1 to man coverage, 2 to play rec, and 2 to zone. And then we'll do it one more time, up to an 84 overall right now, and he is getting +3 to man coverage, 2 to tackle, and 1 to zone. Our next matchup is another team having a pretty solid year. Green Bay is 7-5 right now with an 86 overall team. But let's see what their depth chart looks like. We begin with a 90 overall Jordan Love at quarterback. At running back is a 97 in Josh Jacobs. Over at wide receiver is an 86 in Jaden Reed, an 84 in Romeo Doubs, and an 81 in Eli McLean. No idea who that is, or McLean, whatever you want to say. At tight end is Tucker Kraft, who is an 81 overall. Left tackle is a 78. Left guard is going to be an 88. Center is going to be a 77. Right guard is going to be an 85. And right tackle is an 89. Now jumping over to their defense, Rashawn Gary is down to an 83 overall right now. At right end, they have an 80 overall in Lucas Van Ness. Defensive tackle is going to be an 83. Outside linebacker is an 80. Middle linebacker is going to be an 84. Right outside linebacker is a 78. At corner, they do have a 93 overall in Jair Alexander and an 83 in Paulson Adebo. At free safety is an 84, and strong safety is a 91 in Xavier McKinney. We are back in Toronto for this game, but if it starts to get out of hand, we'll probably just be simulating a lot of it like we did the last game. The Packers would end up getting the ball first and hit a 43-yard touchdown on their opening drive to go up 7-0. However, it does look like our offense is looking to respond here, so we'll jump into the 12-yard line on a 1st and 10. Richardson with a quick throw, he'll find Jameson Williams down to the 4-yard line. Now on a 2nd and 2, he lines up under center as the only one in the backfield. And he's going to send the man in motion. Richardson will look to pass again, go into the end zone. A wide open Dylan Kruger will walk into the end zone as we tie this at 7-7. I wanted to say we take the lead, but that's not going to happen here. Jumping later into the game, we are now in the 2nd quarter, still tied up at 7, but we have the ball at the 11-yard line. Hand off to Keelan Wayne, who is completely destroyed in the backfield. That will set us up with a 3rd and 13 now at the 14-yard line. Richardson looking to pass, going to the end zone, and he finds Dylan Kruger again. Touchdown, Toronto. And on the following Packers drive, Kobe Bryant comes away with an interception, so we get the ball right back. And in just a couple of plays from that, we have already gotten down to the 10-yard line. It's a 1st and 10. He'll look to pass. He throws it underneath. He finds Brian Duvall, who's into the end zone. Touchdown, Toronto. What has gotten into our offense today? Right before halftime, though, Green Bay is looking to try to make this a one-score game again. The clock is running. It's a 1st and goal at the 6-yard line. Love will drop back to pass. He throws to the end zone and will find his man, but he was definitely out of bounds. So that sets up a 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. Love out of shotgun again, will drop back to pass. He's going to step up in the pocket, and Love's going to take off into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. We would then get the ball to start the second half and have driven down to the 15-yard line where it's a 3rd and 4. He'll drop back to pass. A quick throw to the outside, caught by Jamison Williams. That will keep this drive alive. So now it's a 1st and goal. Richardson back in shotgun again. From just inside the 10-yard line, he will drop back, and he's going to throw this to the outside. That's going to be Dimitri Cox for a gain of just a couple yards. Now a 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. Richardson back in shotgun again. Will drop back, and he's going to throw quickly to the outside, caught by Duval. That will set up a 3rd and goal now at the 6-yard line. It'll be another shotgun set for Toronto. Keaton Mitchell's lined up in the backfield. He'll send Jamison Williams in motion. Now looking to pass. Throws on the run to the outside and barely misses his man. We should send out Glenn Griffin. And on just a 23-yard try, this should be no problem for our rookie kicker, and it is good. Following that, our defense would force a 3-and-out, and now we have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. And Richardson running to the outside, needs to throw it away, but does not get rid of it in time. That will go down as a 9-yard sack. It would also take us into the final quarter of this game with a 10-point lead and the ball. Richardson will look to pass. He's going deep downfield, but overthrows Keaton Mitchell. Would have been a walk-in touchdown. Now on a 3rd and 19. He's back in a shotgun set. Will send Dylan Kruger in motion. Now he's going to send him right back. He will draw back and look to pass again. Standing in the pocket. He's going to let this one go. It's an underneath route to Dimitri Cox to set up a 4th and 12. And once again, we should send out Glenn Griffin to try to make this time a 13-point game on about a 32-yard try. With 9.5 to go, the kick is away, and this one will be good. On the following Packers drive, we have forced them back to a 1st and 20, where they then threw an incomplete pass, so I wasn't really expecting anything to happen, but he hits Josh Jacobs for a 24-yard touchdown, so this is now just a 6-point game. But our offense is not trying to keep it that way. 2nd and 2 from the 9. He lines up under center, will take the snap, hand off to Keaton Mitchell, who goes to the outside, and Mitchell is into the end zone. Touchdown, Toronto. Now, will we go for 2? We absolutely will, trying to make this a 14-point game with 2:36 to go. Richardson back in shotgun, will take the snap and look to pass. He's going to roll to the outside, throw on the run, and that is dropped by Dylan Kruger, but we're still up by 12. And Green Bay would need a touchdown and an onside kick here. They face a 4th and 9. Love will step up, throws over the middle, finds his man for the 1st down all the way to about the 30-yard line. That will cause them to burn their very first time out with 1 minute and 4 seconds to go. Love back in his shotgun set again, will draw back and look to pass one more time, dance around the pocket. Now he's going to try to take off, and he's just going to throw this one away. That leaves just 58 seconds left on the clock. From the 29-yard line, with 2 running backs in the backfield, he'll take the snap, go over the middle, and find his man again, all the way down about the 5-yard line to set up a 1st and goal, with 52 seconds remaining. Love back in shotgun. Josh Jacobs is the running back here. They have 1 timeout remaining. He'll drop back, and a quick throw to the end zone again will be caught for the touchdown. They would make the extra point, so it comes down to this onside kick. The kick is away, it's in the air, and it is recovered by Toronto as Dimitri Cox will go down to the 46-yard line. And just like that, we have our 3rd win on the season, and it was a pretty massive win against a 7-5, now 7-6 Green Bay team. Quarterback Ben Richardson had one hell of a day, 33 for 43, 373 yards and 3 touchdowns. Keaton Mitchell also ran the ball 18 times, so we had the ball quite a lot today. Receiving, Jamison Williams 10 for 144, did not find the end zone, but a massive day from him. And Dylan Kruger 7 for 87 and 2 scores, and Brian Duval even got a touchdown. Not always a great sign when one of your corners is your leading tackler, but it goes to Dax Hill today with a total of 7. We only got 1 sack, that was from rookie Zach Harrison, and we got 1 interception from Kobe Bryant. Jordan Love finishes 17 of 31 for 269 yards, 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. Josh Jacobs got 33 yards on 7 carries. Love did find the end zone once on the ground. And then receiving, Eli McLean 5 for 109 and 2 scores, and Josh Jacobs 4 for 60 and a score. Well, as cool as it is to win games, let's go see what that did to our draft stock. I think we had the number 4 pick at the start of this episode, so let's see if we have fallen back down any further than that. And no, we pick at 4. We we have the Jets first round pick and they pick at 15. I would really love it if the Jets would stop winning most of their games here late in the season. At one point, we had 2 top 10 picks, but I don't think it's going to end that way. What do we have to do this week? We have a press conference and we have a receiver breakout. Sir, that is not a receiver. That is our tight end, Dylan Kruger, and I think 7 catches and 90 receiving yards is pretty manageable for him. I went ahead and took care of the media availability just because it really wasn't important at all. It just wanted to know if we were building momentum towards the end of the season or trying to build momentum for next year. And obviously that's what we are trying to do, and kind of stat pad a little bit, maybe make our stats look a little bit better than they should be. With a 3-9-1 record, we are most likely not going to make a push for the playoffs. I will say though, our division is pretty trash. Yes, we are dead last, but right now Tampa Bay with a 6-7 record is tied for the lead with New Orleans. And the number 1 seed in the NFC right now is actually the Giants, who we tied earlier in the year. But now we move on and we get another highly rated quarterback, a 98 overall in Joe Burrow. At running back is an 86 in Chuba Hubbard. Over at wide receiver is Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, who are a 99 and an 89 overall respectively. And then Xavier Legette, who is an 84 overall. At tight end, they have Rashard Oliver, who's in his second year as a 79. At left tackle is going to be an 87. Left guard's going to be a 74, center's going to be a 74 as well, right guard's going to be a 76, and right tackle will be an 87. Over on defense, they have a 75 overall left end. At right end's an 89 in Trey Hendrickson. Defensive tackle is going to be an 87. At outside linebacker is a 78. Middle linebacker is a 78 as well. The other outside linebacker is Logan Wilson, who is an 83. And then at corner, they have Kendall Fuller at an 86, Cam Taylor-Britt at an 85, and DJ Turner at an 85. Free safety is a 77, and strong safety will be an 84 in Jordan Battle. Well, in this episode, we have already upgraded one of our star Dev Drake players up to a superstar with outside linebacker Austin Acosta. Let's see if tight end Dylan Kruger can get it done in this game. And we would get the ball first and have driven all the way down to the 12-yard line. It's a 1st and 10. We'll send Kruger in motion. Richardson will drop back to pass, firing downfield and into the end zone. Touchdown to Brian Duvall, the rookie receiver. Unfortunately, though, the Bengals are looking to respond. It's a 1st and goal from about the half-yard line. Handoff to Chuba Hubbard, who is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jumping later into the game, we had traded a couple possessions, but now Tracy Wilcox has picked off Joe Burrow in simulation. However, following that, we would go 3 and out and have to punt it away. Now with 56 seconds to go in the half, they have driven down to the 15-yard line. Burrow out of shotgun, a quick throw downfield. He finds his man, and that's T. Higgins into the end zone. They will go up by 7. Following that, we would get downfield pretty quickly, down to the 18-yard line, 4 seconds to go. We're out of timeouts. Will we get a chance to kick a field goal here? The kick is going to be good, so we make it 14-10. However, Cincinnati has gotten back down inside the 10-yard line. It's a 2nd and 4 from the 9. It'll be a handoff to Chuba Hubbard to the outside, and we will finally not see a touchdown today. A 3rd and 2 from the 7. Burrow's going to come back out in shotgun this time. He will look to pass, going downfield to the end zone, and that one will fall incomplete into tight coverage. And instead of going for it this time, they are just going to kick a short 24-yard field goal to make this a 7-point game. The kick is away, and it is good. And now we will have a chance to tie this game up. A 2nd and 1 from the 13-yard line. He sends Kruger in motion, takes the snap and looks to pass. He's going to lob this one to the back corner of the end zone, and never mind, that is not where I thought it was going. That was a lot more in front of the end zone than I thought and nearly intercepted. Honestly, probably should have been, but now a 3rd and 1. We'll come out in shotgun. Keaton Mitchell is lined up in the backfield with quarterback Ben Richardson. We'll take the snap. We give it to Mitchell, who will barely have the 1st down, but it's all we needed. A brand new set of downs for the Thunderbirds. It's going to be another handoff to Mitchell, using his speed to the outside, and he will fight his way forward for a gain of about 3 yards. Richardson back in shotgun again. Mitchell is still the running back. We're going to send tight end Dylan Kruger in motion. He'll line up all the way on the far side. Now Richardson will draw back to pass. Roll to the outside. Needs to get rid of this one. Throws on the run. Finds Dylan Kruger, who will fight for the 1st down. No, they rule it 3rd and inches at the 1. And now it looks like Zach Moss has checked into the game. We'll see if we go to our power back here. Braden Willis is lined up at fullback. We will give it to Moss, who goes up the middle and dives into the end zone. We should tie this one up at 17. And then in simulation in the 4th quarter on Cincinnati's next drive, Kobe Bryant picks off Joe Burrow, and we will get the ball back. However, it will set up a 3rd and 6 now for Toronto. From the 47-yard line, Richardson will drop back. A quick throw over the middle right at Dylan Kruger's feet. So on 4th down, I imagine we will punt this ball away. Following the punt, Cincinnati would drive down to the 37-yard line where they face a 3rd and 12. Can we come up with a big stop here? Burrow will drop back to pass. He's firing this downfield, and that one will fall incomplete in and out of the hands of T. Higgins. I decided to simulate the punt, and apparently they downed us at the 1-yard line with 4:57 remaining. And it's actually inside the 1-yard line. Let's see if we can get out of this. He'll come out under center, hand off to Keaton Mitchell, and Mitchell will get out of the end zone and get forward for a few yards, but there is a flag. If this is a holding penalty in the end zone, okay, it's a block in the back on Toronto. Oh, but fun fact, even that still results in a safety for us, so they get 2 points and the ball now, and that is not exactly what we needed for this game. A couple plays into their drive, it's a 3rd and 1. Can we please get this stop, defense? Burrow back in shotgun, will drop back, going downfield. He finds a wide open T. Higgins into Toronto territory. Cincinnati would face another 3rd down later in the drive from the 15-yard line. Burrow will drop back, a quick throw downfield will be caught for the first, and he's going to break tackles and get brought down at the 11-yard line, and we have to burn our first timeout. They will come out under center for the 1st and 10. 2 timeouts remaining for Toronto. They go up the middle, and he'll get met and brought down for a 4-yard carry as we burn our 2nd timeout. Cincinnati does still have all 3, not that that really matters here. 1:40 to go in the game from the 7-yard line. He sends a tight end in motion. I imagine this ball is going right back to Chuba Hubbard, and it is up the middle, and he will fight his way down to near the 1st down marker, but there is a flag, and it's going to be a holding on Cincinnati, which is massive because whenever the options popped up, it said that would have been a 1st and goal. So now 2nd and 16. Handoff, and he is brought down as we burn our final timeout on a 3rd and 15 now. They're going to come out under center. If they try to throw this ball, I would not be completely shocked. Burrow will take the snap. It's a handoff, and Zach Moss. I'm sorry, that's not Zach Moss. That's Chuba Hubbard. Zach Moss is our running back. Either way, we get the stop to bring up a 4th and 10. Obviously, they will bring out their field goal unit to give themselves a 5-point lead here late in the game. A very short 28-yard try. The snap, the hold, the kick is away, and it is good. Okay, special teams, let's get a massive return here and at least set our offense up. We're going to field this at about the 2 or 3 yard line and not even make it back to the 25. Awesome. That is not exactly how I pictured that going, but now it's up to Ben Richardson to come in and try to win this game. With 45 seconds and no timeouts, Richardson back in shotgun. Keaton Mitchell is the running back. Richardson will drop back. He throws downfield. That'll be caught by Jamison Williams. That's going to be a gain of about 8 yards. Obviously, we have to run the no-huddle offense. About 23 seconds to go in the game. Out of a shotgun set, he'll drop back to pass. Roll to the outside. Now he's going to throw this one away. 3rd and 2. 18 seconds remaining. Richardson will drop back. Roll to the outside again under a lot of pressure, and he once again has to throw it away. And now we have a 4th and 2 with 13 seconds remaining in the game. This will be a 5-wide set for Toronto. See if we can get downfield at all. He will drop back and look to pass. He steps up in the pocket, and he does not have the time to run. He's going to throw downfield. He finds Dimitri Cox, who gets out of bounds at the 46-yard line to stop the clock with 6 seconds remaining. This is a send everybody to the end zone and throw it up and hope for the best type play. Richardson will drop back, dancing around now, and he's going to let this one rip deep downfield, and it's going to go towards the back of the end zone, tipped around, and it is incomplete. I think that hit a Toronto player, but they could not come down with it, and we lose this one 22-17. This one was a hard-fought game. Ben Richardson, 22 of 28 for 262 yards and a touchdown. Running the ball, Keaton Mitchell got the ball 10 times, but only got 21 yards, and then Zach Moss did run in for a score. Receiving, Dimitri Cox, 6 for 98, no scores. Dylan Kruger did not get either the catches or the yards he needed, so he will be remaining a star depth trait, but Brian Duvall did catch a touchdown today. Over on defense, Kobe Bryant led our team in tackles with a total of 8, and in sacks, we got absolutely none. That is not exactly good, but Tracy Wilcox and Kobe Bryant both came away with 1 interception today. Joe Burrow finishes 24 for 33, 274 yards and a touchdown, along with the 2 interceptions we went over. Running the ball, Chuba Hubbard got 76 yards and a score, and then receiving, T. Higgins 9 for 96 and a touchdown, Jamar Chase 8 for 97. Our secondary is just not up to par to compete with guys like this just yet. However, I do want to see the final play of the game here, just because I think that hit one of our guys in the hands. I think I saw a slight animation for it. All right, yeah, none of y'all go up for that. I really wish Madden would code in where receivers would actually go up for jump balls in some situations. Just not a thing, but it gets tipped, and then it comes down, and Brian Duvall had a chance at it, but it looks like Fuller was the one to hit him and knock it out. Otherwise, I think we win that game right there. Just a tough loss. All right, so I have been thinking about this quite a lot here as the episode went on. I was going to split the last part of this season into 2 episodes, but with a 3-10-1 record now, I really don't see a point in putting the last 3 games into 1 episode. They're all kind of meaningless. So how about we just go through quickly and get all of these games done, probably watching about as much as I watched the first 2 games of this episode. Just so in the next episode I can get right into the offseason and getting this team better. But first we have to get this team just a little bit better now because we do have some upgrade points, starting with running back Keaton Mitchell, who's going to go up to an 80 overall currently, and he's going to get +1 to awareness, break tackle, and 3 to juke move. Next is our defensive end, Zach Harrison. We're going to upgrade his speed rusher trait. He goes up to an 81 right now, and he's going to end up getting +1 to awareness, 4 to block shed, 1 to finesse move, 1 to hit power, 2 to play rec, and 1 to pursuit. How about our star middle linebacker, Tracy Wilcox, goes up to an 87 overall field general here, and he's getting +1 to block shed, 1 to play rec, 1 to pursuit, and 1 to zone coverage. Dylan Kruger ended up not getting the upgrade that he needed to go to a superstar dev trait, but he does earn 2 upgrade points. So we're going to go and upgrade vertical threat on both of these right now, and he is going to end up getting +1 to catching traffic, 2 to catching, 1 to medium route and release, 2 to spec catching, and 1 to trucking. And we're going to go right back to vertical threat again, now an 81 overall here, and getting a lot more, 1 to catching traffic, 1 to deep route, 2 to medium route, 1 to pass block power, 1 to release, 1 to run block finesse, run block power, +2 to spec catch, 1 to spin move, stiff arm, and trucking. And finally is our franchise quarterback, Ben Richardson. We're actually going to upgrade his improviser to get his throw on the run, throw under pressure, and deep accuracy up a little bit more. He is currently an 88 overall, and he right here gets +1 to awareness, throw accuracy deep, throw on the run, and throwing under pressure. So all stats I wanted to increase. Our very next opponent is Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals, who are 7-7 on the year. Murray comes in as an 85 overall. At running back, they have an 89 in Trey Benson. Over at wide receiver is a 90 in Marvin Harrison Jr., an 81 in Michael Wilson, and a 72 in A.T. Perry. At tight ends, an 89 overall. Left tackle is going to be an 85. Left guard is a 91. Center is going to be a 79. Right guard is a 76. And right tackle is a 78. Over on defense, Peyton Turner will be a 76 overall. At right end, a 79 in Darius Robinson. Defensive tackle is going to be a 77. Outside linebacker is an 82 in Zaven Collins. Middle linebacker is going to be an 81 in Mac Wilson Sr. and then an 80 in Nakobe Dean, a former Philadelphia Eagle. Right outside linebacker is going to be a 76. At corner, they have an 82 overall in a second-year player in David Williams. At free safety is an 84 and strong safety is an 88. So as you know, we are completely out of the playoff picture, but Arizona is still fighting to make the playoffs, and we could come into Arizona and play spoiler today. We end up getting the ball first, but now face a 3rd and 4 at the 13. Richardson back in shotgun. Will drop back to pass. Needs to get rid of this one. Going to the end zone and gets intercepted, trying to force it to Dimitri Cox. I swear Dylan Kruger was running wide open right over the middle. Well, thankfully our defense would get us the ball back, and then we drive downfield and he finds Brian Duvall for a 20-yard touchdown as we go up 7-0. We will now jump later into the game, into the second quarter, where we face a 4th and 2, and I thought we would kick a field goal, but I guess not. We're going to go for this. Richardson's going to look to run for it, and he's got the first down, and more slides down to the 23. Later on in the drive, we have driven down to the 4-yard line for a 3rd and goal. Richardson out of shotgun will look to pass. Rolling to the outside, he throws on the run. He finds Keaton Mitchell, who can't hold on to that one. So now will we settle for the field goal, or will we come out and go for it? We'll just send out Glenn Griffin for a 21-yard try, who is apparently a superstar dev trade. I kind of forgot that. The kick is away, and it is good. We are now into the third quarter. It's a 10-3 game as they hand off up the middle, and he dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. That would tie it, but there is a flag down, and I imagine this call is going to be coming back. And it would be a holding call all the way back to the 13-yard line now for a 1st and goal. He'll send his man out wide. Now Kyler Murray is the only one in the backfield. He will drop back and look to pass, firing downfield. He finds his man down to the 7. That brings up a 2nd and goal as he sends his running back out wide again. So once again, Kyler is the only one in the backfield. A quick throw to the outside, caught by his running back, who was brought down by Austin Acosta. They rule him down to the 2-yard line. Is that how far upfield he actually was? you know, upon first review for me, it didn't look like it, but whatever. 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. Kyler will draw back under pressure, throws on the run, and misses everybody. 4th down. And I really expected them to just go for this one, but I guess not. The kick is away, and it is good. And on our drive in simulation, Ben Richardson would respond with a 30-yard touchdown to Jameson Williams. And you know what? Go ahead and run it back. Our defense got us the ball back, and now in the 4th quarter, Ben Richardson just found Jameson Williams for a 53-yard touchdown. And as the Cardinals are trying to force a comeback here, Tracy Wilcox comes away with a pick on their very next drive. And from there, we'll just jump to the end of this game. Final score is 27-13. We would get a field goal following that pick. They would score a garbage time touchdown right there at the end of the game. But we got here with a win, and Arizona falls to 7-8 as we get our 4th win on the year. And we saw the first drive end in an interception, but past that, I feel like Ben Richardson had an okay day. 20 for 31, 277 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Running the ball, Keaton Mitchell, 57 yards on 15 carries. Jameson Williams, though, 8 for 169 and 2 scores. He just went off today. And then Brian Duvall also got a touchdown. Leading the team in tackles was Zach Harrison. He also came away with 2 sacks, but he's also injured apparently, so hopefully that's not too serious. John Franklin Myers and Grover Stewart also came away with a sack today, and Tracy Wilcox got our lone interception. Kyler ends up 21 of 35 for 197, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Benson ends up with 50 yards on 10 carries. Kyler Murray apparently did not run the ball that much. Receiving, Michael Wilson 8 for 74, Marvin Harrison 6 for 42, and a touchdown. We only have 2 games left on this season, but we do have some more player upgrades to go over, starting with wide receiver Sidney Peters. We're going to upgrade his playmaker attribute just because that's what I always do with wide receivers. He gets +2 to awareness, 1 to ball carrier vision, 1 to break tackle, catching, change of direction, medium route, release, and 2 to short route. Next up is going to be our rookie center, AJ Miller. We're actually going to upgrade his agile trait because I want to get him a little bit better at run blocking. And he's going to get +1 to impact block, 1 to lead block, 2 to pass block finesse, and 2 to run block. And somehow wide receiver Brian Duvall actually has 2 upgrade points to use here. So we're going to use them both on playmaker. And we'll see what kind of upgrades he gets here. He's going to get +1 to ball carrier vision, break tackle, 2 to catch in traffic, 1 to juke move, 2 to medium, and 1 to short route. Now we're going to go right back to playmaker again, up to an 85 overall now. And he's going to be getting +3 to ball carrier vision, 1 to deep route, 2 to juke move, 1 to medium route, and 1 to trucking. And as you can see, our final 2 games of the season are both against divisional opponents, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. And Tampa Bay right now is fighting for the division, so we've already upset Arizona and most likely ended their hopes at the playoffs. We could knock Tampa Bay out of the lead. Granted, we'd still obviously set up another division winner, but it's still fun to play spoiler. And Tampa Bay will be led by their second-year quarterback Brian Sheehan. At running back is Bucky Irving at an 87. Wide receiver is going to be an 85 overall Quentin Johnson, an 82 overall Rondale Moore. At tight ends, an 83 overall in Cade Otton. Left tackle is going to be a 98. Left guard is an 84. Center is going to be an 83. Right guard is an 80. And right tackle is an 82. Over on defense, they have a 90 overall Derek Brown at left end. At right end is Kalijah Cansey at an 82. Defensive tackle is going to be an 89. Outside linebackers is 77. Middle linebacker is an 85. Right outside linebacker is going to be an 83. At corner, they have an 85, an 83, and an 80. Free safety will be a 96, and strong safety is an 83. Now, there is one update we need to go over real fast, and it is an injury to this team. I said it at the end whenever we were looking at stats that hopefully Zach Harrison's injury was not serious. Well, it's not incredibly serious, but he is going to miss the rest of this season. He's only going to be out 5 weeks, but we only have 2 weeks left. So I've put him on IR, and in his place, I've actually signed Hassan Reddick, who was sitting in for agency. Only like a 76 overall, so I don't expect too much from him, and I highly doubt he'll be on the team next year. He's really just here filling a roster spot. We would get the ball first and have a chance to score on our opening drive. It's a 3rd and 3 from the 12. Richardson back in shotgun, will drop back to pass. Throws us underneath. That is going to be dropped by Brian Duvall because he got murdered. And if I had to guess, I would have said that we were going to go for it, but on a 4th and 3, I am fine with a field goal and a 3-0 lead. The Buccaneers would then respond with a field goal of their own, so it is now 3-3 as we have a 3rd and 10 at the 32. Richardson in shotgun will send a man in motion, dropping back to pass to keep this drive moving, going deep downfield. He finds his man. That's Jameson Williams down to the 5-yard line. And it will now set up a 5-wide set for Toronto. Richardson all alone in the backfield will take the snap and a quick throw to the end zone, a wide open man, and it is our running back Keaton Mitchell as we will take a 7-point lead. Later on in the second quarter, it's a 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Richardson back in shotgun, still a 7-point lead in this game, and he's going to throw this to the outside. That's Dimitri Cox, who will get all the way down to the 2-yard line to set up a 2nd and goal. Now quarterback Ben Richardson goes under center. Keaton Mitchell is the running back. Richardson drops back. He fires to the end zone and nearly gets intercepted. Let's not make any of those stupid throws again. He's going to come back under center. Zach Moss is now in at running back, and we are in a pretty much power set, but we give it to our fullback, Braden Willis, who gets brought down immediately. And once again, I would have guessed we were going to go for it, but I will also take the 3 points and a 10-point lead. The kick is away, and it is good. Tampa Bay is trying to close this gap before halftime. 38 seconds to go in the half from the 9-yard line. It's a 1st and goal. He's going to send a man in motion. Now he's going to send him right back. Sheehan will take the snap and a quick throw to the outside. A wide open man, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. That would then take us into halftime. Tampa Bay would get the ball to start the third quarter, but has now been picked off by Dax Hill. And we're going to see if the Toronto Thunderbirds can take advantage of the turnover. It's a 3rd and 2 at the 18. He's going to send Dylan Kruger in motion. Drop back to pass. Richardson going to let this one go downfield. He finds his man. That's Dylan Kruger, who gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Toronto. And then later on in the fourth quarter, we get a 71-yard touchdown pass from Ben Richardson to Brian Duvall to give ourselves a 27-10 lead. It really kind of feels like as of right now, our offense has finally figured it out. And you know, our defense getting turnovers also helps. Bucky Irving was injured on this play, but Emmett Ward came away with an interception in Tampa Bay territory. And we would then follow it up with a 31-yard touchdown pass to Brian Duvall again. So Duvall now over 100 yards today, just in the last couple plays that we've seen from the offense. And our defense comes away with another interception on their next drive in simulation. Kobe Bryant this time gets the pick. And that is just going to take us to the final score today of 34-10. Just complete domination. I would obviously love to watch stuff like this, but this season is definitely just kind of meaningless at this point, and wins are honestly hurting our draft stock, but I really don't care because I do like winning in this game, and our offense seemingly, like I said earlier, has finally figured it out. And I think that shows here with Ben Richardson going 20 for 32, 314 yards and 4 touchdowns. Keaton Mitchell goes for 43 yards on 13 carries. And then Brian Duvall 7 for 145 and 2 scores. Keaton Mitchell 5 for 59 and a score. And Dylan Kruger 3 for 47 and a touchdown. Over on defense, Emmett Ward came away with 7 tackles to lead the team. We got no sacks today. I feel like that's missing Zach Harrison a lot. And then interceptions, Kobe Bryant, Dax Hill, and Emmett Ward all came away with 1. It was definitely a rough day for quarterback Brian Sheehan, 20 of 30 for only 192, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, and Bucky Irving, 38 yards on 12 carries, and he was injured. And then receiving their best one was Rondale Moore, 7 for 74, and K. Dotton got their only receiving touchdown. One final game left on the season, which means one more week of player upgrades. We're going to start with defensive back Emmett Ward, who we're going to upgrade his slot attribute, and he is going to end up getting +2 to awareness, 1 to man coverage, 5 to press, 1 to pursuit, and 1 to zone coverage. There is also defensive back Jaleel Torrance, who we're going to upgrade his slot attribute as well, and he is going to end up getting, 1 to awareness, 1 to man coverage, 2 to press, 2 to tackle, and 3 to zone. And apparently, even though he is injured, defensive end Zach Harrison has still earned an upgrade point, which we're going to throw into speed rusher. Goes up to an 83 overall, and he gets +1 to awareness, 1 to finesse move, 2 to play rec, and 2 to tackle. The final game of the season is the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta, and looking at the standings right now, this game is kind of to see who's going to finish dead last in the NFC South. If we can actually beat them, we should finish above them because we would be 6-10-1, they would be 6-11, so we should technically be a half game over them. And it looks like as of right now, the NFC playoffs are not decided at all. That is 3 10-6 teams, and they are all fighting for the 1 seed. As we have seen in previous episodes, Baker Mayfield is the Falcons starting quarterback at a 79 overall. At running back, they have a 94 in Bijan Robinson. Over at wide receivers, an 89 in Drake London, a 79 in Jamichael Stanley, and an 82 in Darnell Mooney. Tight ends, an 88 overall in Kyle Pitts. Left tackle is going to be an 80. Left guard is a 79, center is a 79 as well, right guard is a 95, and right tackle is a 72. Over on defense, we start at left end where they have a 76 overall. At right end will be a 79. Defensive tackle is a 73. Outside linebacker is a 77. Middle linebacker will be a 76. Right outside linebacker is a 77 overall. Superstar X Factor rookie. At corner is a 90 overall in AJ Terrell, an 82 in Clark Phillips. Free safety is a 95 in Jesse Bates, and strong safety is a 74 in Jamichael Thompson. This game actually has no meaning for either team aside from draft position, and since we have now for the first time ever won back-to-back games defeating Arizona and Tampa Bay, I do want to see where our draft pick currently is, and I want to see where the Jets draft pick currently is. We right now are sitting at pick number 5, so those 2 wins have not cost us too much, and the Jets are currently pick number 17. I think we were all hoping the Jets pick would be just a little bit higher up on the board, but you know, a mid-first round pick is not going to be too bad as long as they don't sneak into the playoffs and go on some sort of insane run. But for now, let's jump into our final regular season game of Season 2. The Falcons would actually get the ball first and go 3 now, and now we have driven down to the 4-yard line for a 1st and goal. Richardson from under center will fake this one to Keaton Mitchell, now throw to the end zone, and he finds Braden Willis, touchdown Toronto. Atlanta would then come away with a field goal on their next drive, and now we have driven down to be a 2nd and 4 from the 11. Richardson with a quick throw to the outside, caught by Dylan Kruger, and another touchdown from a different tight end this time as we go up 14-3. We would get the ball back before halftime, about 30 seconds to go here in the first half. It's a 3rd and 18. Richardson, are you going to try to run for this? No, he slides out of the 40. And are we going to burn a timeout, or are we going to let this run down a bit? Well, we're going to let it run down a bit, but we also send out our kicker. In the final couple seconds, we finally burn that timeout. But let's see if Glenn Griffin can actually make this kick. This will be a pretty long field goal try. This is going to be about a 57-yard attempt. The kick is away from the rookie, and it is good. Following halftime, we would get the ball first and go right downfield for a 15-yard touchdown to Brian Duvall, who is apparently the best receiver of all time while we're in simulation. He's made a couple nice plays in-game, but a lot of his touchdowns have come from simulation. And obviously, Atlanta is not going to go down without fighting. Baker Mayfield finds Jamichael Stanley for a 10-yard touchdown to make it 24-10. But the Thunderbirds say not so fast, as we have now gotten down to the 3-yard line for a 1st and goal. Richardson will look to pass. Throws to the outside, caught by Keaton Mitchell, who cuts upfield and will fight his way to about the 2-yard line. Will they snap this ball before the end of the quarter? Yes, they will. Richardson will drop back to pass. Looking to go to the end zone. Throws to the outside, finds Dylan Kruger, and they rule that down inside the 1 for a 3rd and goal, and we will head to the final quarter of the regular season. From just about the half-yard line now, Richardson back in shotgun will drop back to pass. He throws to the end zone, and he finds Dylan Kruger. Touchdown Toronto. We go up 31-10. Baker and the Falcons are still going to be fighting though. 2nd and 3 from the 4-yard line on the following drive. He will drop back to pass. A quick throw to the end zone and a quick touchdown for Atlanta. Remember, they already have a crazy comeback against us this season. And now we face a 3rd and 13. Atlanta has a chance to get the ball back to try to make it a 1-score game. Richardson under pressure is going to get sacked on the play. On the Falcons' next drive with 3:21 to go, they face a 4th and 7 from the 29. Baker will drop back to pass. Going downfield, he finds his man, and that will keep their drive alive. But it would not matter because later on in the drive in Simulation 1, they chewed off way too much time. But then Kobe Bryant comes away with a pick, and we will get out of here with a win. And we managed to finish this season with a 3-game win streak. Hopefully we're able to carry all of that momentum into the next year. Because once Ben Richardson started to figure everything out, he has been amazing. 30 for 35, 263 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Running the ball, Keaton Mitchell got 48 yards on 12 carries. And then receiving, Brian Duvall 7 for 95 and a score. And Dylan Kruger 6 for 48 and 2 touchdowns. Braden Willis also caught a touchdown. By the way, Kruger and Duvall, I believe, are both battling for Rookie of the Year, so we should be guaranteed to get one. For the defense, Tracy Wilcox led the team in tackles with a total of 7. We got a sack from Zach Sealer, John Franklin Myers, and Javon Hargrave, and we got 1 interception from Kobe Bryant that really just sealed the game away. Baker Mayfield finishes 14 of 21 for 153, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Running the ball, Bijan Robinson got 70 yards, and then receiving, no one really did anything, but Jamichael Stanley got a touchdown and Kyle Pitts got a touchdown. Here is what your playoff bracket looks like in Season 2 of this franchise. One of the main problems I'm going to have here is the New York Jets managed to win their division, so we're going to really hope that they get bounced early so we can actually get a decent draft pick, because if they go on a run, we'll end up picking late first round, which, you know, it is an extra first round pick, so it's still going to be helpful, but obviously I would love for that to be a little bit higher. Looking at the final mock draft for the regular season, and it looks like we have fallen from pick 4 all the way down to pick 7. I don't think that's too much for especially picking up 3 wins to end the season and build some momentum for next year. But anyway, that is going to wrap up this episode of the Toronto Thunderbirds. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. In the next episode, we will see who wins the Super Bowl, check out all of the season stats and awards, and take on the entire offseason.